we'll watch all the films for you. So if they're crap, we can share our view. From the silver screen to the telly that's new. So you can just watch our show instead. Recently added. Yay.
Hey gang, welcome to Recently Added, the show where me and Will James take you through the best of the content on streaming giants so you don't have to wade through the rubbish. This is a quarantine version, hence why I'm doing it from my bedroom.
All right. Hello, Will, you there?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, just about.
Okay, cool. How are you?
You got the whole quarantine look down.
What, my facial hair? Yeah, it's wild.
Quick side note, I tried to do a little indent into the side of my head, and I've given myself a little step. I've given myself a little rude boy step, so...
Yeah. You look like you've had a fight with a lawnmower and lost.
Yeah. What you realise, do you know what I've realised, is that barbers really know what they're doing.
Yeah. So what I have been watching this week, I've finished the series. It's on Now TV, Sky Atlantic original, Gangs of London.
My father was taken from us on the streets of London. And now London will deliver to us those that took him.
The new crime caper gangster flick from Gareth Jones, who is the creator and writer, and he is the writer and director of The Raid. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's the Indonesian kung fu action film. It stars Joe Cole as the son of a... Joe Cole, actually, remember I told you? He lives on my street.
But wait. You mean the former footballer Joe Cole?
No. Joe Cole as in the actor... Peaky Blinders, the Hang the DJ, amazing Black Mirror episode about the dating app. He's brilliant in that.
Yeah.
Because the violence is so graphic, it really it has this amplified sense of dread when you're watching it, because you don't want to see the violence because it's that horrible. So you care about the characters even more because you don't want it to happen, because you just don't want to see it. Because some like if you're into that, it's just you're watching it like this the whole time.
Yeah. And the key thing is the central performance by Joe Cole is one. He just steals the show, does he?
Yeah. So it's interesting. It's a performance that a lot of people, it will be quite Marmite, because I think it's a really interesting turn he's putting on it, because he plays the son of a mob boss. He's born and raised in London, and this mob boss is worth billions because of all these skyscrapers that he's helped build. So obviously, naturally, if you're going to be doing that, growing up in London in a very rich, wealthy family, privately educated, you're not going to be, Mandem, are you? You're going to be posh boy West London wanker, and he does that, so he has such a smackable face and the whole thing, but that's it.
Maybe I'll tell you what, they're missing a trick. Gangs of Cardiff could be the next. Gangs of Swansea.
This is season 2. Maybe.
Well, to segue, do you know a show that's never going to get a season 2 is Apple TV's Defending Jacob.
We have some bad news on the case. The print we lifted from the victim is from your son.
There's got to be an explanation. They go to the same school. Jacob's in his class.
Yes, we know that.
Do you know why I won't get a season 2? It's because it's one of those pointless prestige pieces of commissioning that is just there to get people to have an Apple TV Plus subscription before watching, going, did I really just spend all my time watching a procedural detective series about did a boy murder a kid or not at school? But it has a very starry cast, but we'll get to that in a moment. Anyway, yeah, Apple TV's Defending Jacob. It's been out for a few weeks, but I think Apple TV have that weird thing of not being as in the minds of Netflix viewers, so they still have to kind of there are shows on Apple TV that will still get promoted even though they're months old, and this is one of them. So it's based on the. I always love it when it says. You always know you're in for a bad ride when it says based on the New York Times bestseller.
Oh, yeah.
You know, based on the Milton Keynes bestseller. I
don't think that would quite work.
The only reason I'm giggling at it is because it takes itself incredibly seriously, and I suppose courtroom dramas when you've got Chris Evans, Captain America, in his perfectly manicured beard, and he's got this, this wonderful coiffed bouffant, and even when he's at his lowest ebb and he's a crushed man, and the whole of the town is staring at him. Are you the father of a homicidal teen? He still looks like Captain America.
Yeah, of course.
So, Will, give me a recommendation on something I should watch in the next day or so.
So, what has been recently added to HBO and now TV, Sky Atlantic, is a new drama series called I Know This Much Is True, starring Mark Ruffalo.
We're just wallowing in our greed and spiritual filth, and now it's time to pay. We're going to pay the price.
Okay, I don't mean to change the subject. How's your coffee, buddy?
Have you had time to look at the menu?
How are we going to prevent the vengeance of God if we have no respect for human life?
Mark Ruffalo's character, Dominic Birdsley, recounts his troubled relationship with his twin brother called Thomas after a very violent public display in a library because he suffers from paranoid schizophrenia. So Mark Ruffalo plays both characters in an incredibly constructed visual way.
Does Ruffalo interact with Ruffalo in a way that looks totally believable? There's none of that kind of like, you can see when when an actor is playing themselves twice, they're waiting to react. Is it done so seamlessly that it kind of blows your mind?
It really does, yeah. It really does. I love sad, sullen stuff, to be honest, and I love brilliantly acted dramas, and this is that in spades. It's a brilliantly acted, well written drama piece about a very dysfunctional family. So check it out.
Your appetite for melancholy is greater than mine.
It's true.
You can handle it better than me. Speaking of handling it, look, I'm just gonna. The only thing I'm gonna recommend, because I'll shout about this until. The reason I'm going to talk about this is because this is what I'd be talking about in the pub. I'd say, has anyone watched The Last Dance on Netflix?
Michael Jordan's the only player that could ever turn it on and off. And he never freaking turned it off.
It just didn't seem real. There was none other like him. His balance, his footwork.
We're entitled to defend what we have until we lose it.
The only question, how long can it last?
The documentary is about not only the Chicago Bulls dominating the NBA for the best part of a decade, but also the mini dramas within that camp, not only politically, but financially, and also in a greater sort of pop cultural level, how they all became kind of ingrained in everybody's minds. And
oh yeah, everyone knows Chicago Bulls because of Michael Jordan.
There's a great moment in it. I love talking heads, and I know that sports documentaries like Senna changed the way that sporting documentaries were made, as in no more talking heads. If you were to have a fully immersive experience, you couldn't keep cutting back to some old crone in a seat like me going, well, the thing about it was back in the day, you couldn't get near the play. It takes you away from the story. But with this, they're so key because one of the guys, I think it might be for the Detroit Pistons or something. Pistols. I've really watched it closely.
Yeah.
But there's those great moments, the sort of goosebump moments where the guy goes, they were, the whole team would drilled about how to stop Jordan. And one of them was like, they had to foul him, keep fouling him and foul him, because they were like, the guy goes, if he gets off the air, if he gets airborne, he's away from you. He goes, because this guy ain't human. There's these little touches where you just go, I'm a sucker for that sort of rhetoric. I'm a sucker for that kind of editing. And I just settle into, I'm like, okay, I'm good. Next up, I'm going to watch some trailers that Will thinks that I should be looking at. Will, what are your movie trailer recommendations for me? Go.
Okay, so I have one for you this week, Mr. Sloan. Okay, you are going to be watching Guns Akimbo. I'm not going to tell you.
That's it?
I'm not going to tell you who's in it. Just the name alone, you're excited just from the name.
I am excited. I haven't seen it. I know who's in it. Okay, this one is so boring in comparison, but I just want you to react to watching British comedy Dream Horse.
Okay.
All right.
Dream Horse.
And keep watching to see Will's reaction to Dream Horse, and keep watching to see my reaction to Guns Akimbo. It's funny watching people watch trailers. That's never been a thing. It is now.
Good morning.
Hello. Hello.
James has given me a film called Dream Horse.
Guns Akimbo. I've got no idea what it is. Let's have a bash.
Sweet, sweet nectar.
Wait. So that's Daniel Radcliffe, and he's on the run with a nice beard, doing some overacting.
It's about okay. There's a little cold open there. The co-op. This is too real, man. This is too much like real life. What is that? It's a Welsh. She's doing a Welsh accent. Oh wow. This is too much.
You scared yet?
Stand up.
Welcome to Caesar.
So he's in a game. What the hell? Oh, that's rank.
Why is that racist then? Why do I find that horribly racist that Welsh people don't have money, they pay with meat?
They have my girlfriend.
Of course.
There's ways of doing these things, isn't there? 20 people in the village in a tenner a week for 2 years.
When the horse is born.
When the horse is born, it's gonna be the only horse in the village.
Oh, it's one thing to say you can't face violence, but when it faces you, you better be ready.
Now this film might be terrible, but any movie that has a cameo from Rhys Darby from Flight of the Conchords is all right with me.
When the shit goes down, you better be ready. You better be ready. Right,
I'm in now. I want to watch it.
God, he's gorgeous, isn't he?
You need to name.
So I'm just gonna say it. I'm looking forward to watching this. My mum would love this film.
Thank you very much. Sorry.
Apologising. Any comedy action film needs to have apologising for all the bad things you're about to do. Classic slapstick, not being able to close the door because the guns are bolted to your hands. It does look good though.
I didn't even need to watch the end of this trailer. I know exactly how it's going to end. With a final race, which the horse is going to win. But just before the final race, it will have a slight hiccup where you think it's never going to happen. Like, I don't know, the jockey breaks his leg or the horse breaks his leg or something.
Nice kiss offline. Sort of feels almost sort of like the kind of thing Simon Pegg would write as a spoof, but I guess that's the point, I think. Bit of Suicide Squad, the lettering, Suicide Squad-y. It's good. Nice. Guns akimbo. Thank you, Will. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Wholesome comedy, British loveliness, lovely countryside, lovely horse, lovely wheels, lovely job.
Thanks for watching. That was the first episode of Recently Added, where me and Will James go over what is worth watching on all those streaming sites, because, you know, there's a lot of choice out there. We'll join you again soon, and it will still be quarantine, so you lucky thing, you get more bedroom content. I'm in my 30s, but it's great. I feel 16 again. Mum! Only joking, she's not here, she's out.